Come on.
That doesn't sound very good.
It does not sound like it's got any compression. It ain't gonna be cheap.
It's a good chair.
Yeah. You want to switch chairs? I got a question for you though. Come on. I got a dually out there, a 6.0. We're still fixing 6.0s.
So the truck in question's a blue Ford all the way back in the back.
Okay. It just won't fire up?
Yep, it cranks, won't fire up. Customer's been watching our YouTube for a long time and wanted to bring his truck down to us because he felt we would be on.
And he brought it all the way to California? Did he put it on a trailer or did he have a transport do it?
Put it on a trailer.
Man, this guy's rock solid. But he's had no one look at it yet.
Nope, he doesn't trust the area that he's in and wants to find a reputable shop.
Okay. Did he give you any history, like I was driving down the road and it blew up?
It stopped in his driveway.
So it was idling, no noise, running fine, and all of a sudden it died and he couldn't get it going again. Yep. The mystery unfolds. Let's go see what it is. Tyson! You know, it's pretty nice out here for the 1st of December in the sunshine. Apparently we don't have any info on this thing except the guy towed it all the way from California. Doesn't trust anybody there. Brought himself on a flatbed trailer. I asked, like, did it blow up? Did he have any noise? And all I got, you know, we'll call the guy. I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah.
We got that it just, you know, drove it home in his driveway, wouldn't fire up.
Yeah, it won't start.
Have you tried to?
So I haven't cranked on it yet. It does have some power.
Does it?
So
we want to check oil pressure? Or
yeah, I'm going to hook up the scanner and watch a few things for that initial crank and see
then
what we got.
I'll hit it with some Go Juice.
If we need to, yeah. Okay, give me a minute to get the data up.
Oh, jeez. Something's up there. Come on.
That doesn't sound very good.
What?
Said that doesn't sound very good. Give me a sec.
No, it don't. It sounds like it got no compression. Hang on.
Yeah, it's building great oil pressure, but that doesn't sound like it's got any.
Let's see. Go ahead.
Pop the oil cap next.
Building oil pressure?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Oh yeah, I got puff. I got something going on here. It's puffing. Let's just see if we can. I mean, even with one piston,
Yeah.
it should.
You can spray through this.
I did it.
Oh,
it didn't really.
Yeah, that filter's pretty thick. It's kind of a pain. There you go. Just use that.
Okay, go crank on it. Hey, you know, it's that bad, dude. It's got to have a blown head gasket or something. And I don't have any antifreeze in this bottle. There's nothing in this overflow bottle. I mean, I got nothing. So I can't. And
a little sight blast.
It sounds okay. Initial diagnosis, my guess, a totally blown head gasket. You know, this thing is just so. Let's pull it in the shop. It does not sound like it's got any compression.
No, it does not.
You can tell that, you know, when a motor's just like ring, and usually you get a whoa, 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 whoa. So, okay, let's do that.
All right, we'll just do it this way then.
I love this golf cart, dude. This thing makes my life so much easier. Is that good? You know, I'm just saying for pisses and giggles, let's just grab some antifreeze.
You want it full to the brim?
Crank it. So what we're trying to do here is, we're losing compression, obviously. My ears tell me that this motor's not developing any compression. So we do this little glove trick. We're putting it on the overflow bottle here. We're gonna see, we should not get any these gloves to expand. Go ahead and crank on it. Let's see if we're getting anything in the cooling system, Tyson. Boy. And you are building oil pressure.
Yes. I've got a picture of it.
Hang on, just stay where you're at. This one here is for crankcase blow-by. Go ahead and crank on it. And that would be a problem. Yeah, okay. Okay, you should never have crankcase pressure like that on crank, so we got a problem. Yeah, this isn't that tough of a diagnosis. Pull the engine out, find out, you know, the customer might want to know, here's the question, so this is kind of tough. Sometimes the customer wants to know, well, you know, how many pistons are bad? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's one piston or all 8 of them. The motor's got to come apart. And then sometimes people, I understand, they go, well, can't you just replace my one piston? Well, follow along and watch, and we'll show you. When a piston gets damaged on a diesel, it's usually because an injector stuck open or it was spraying wrong, and it burns a hole right through the piston wall and eats the cylinder wall. So no, you can't just replace one piston.
So I'm going to look and see if it offers. Some vehicles offer a cranking test.
Balance test.
Let's see here. But some of them offer it where you crank on it and it'll see if there's a cylinder going slower than the other cylinders on some vehicles. Some diesels offer that test.
I'm gonna go call the guy and see how serious he is about it, because it ain't gonna be cheap.
What's up, Dave?
Miguel, this is Dave.
I know, caller ID, thank God for caller ID.
I don't have good news for you, Miguel. First off, I want to ask you, like, tell me, were you just driving this and parked it and then it wouldn't start? You had no problems with it before?
No, I literally use that truck to haul my RV. I hardly ever use it. It was a time that I did it like every 3 weeks. I would go 40 miles with the RV and camp out and then come back. And then one day it just didn't want to start, and that was it. So I said, okay, maybe it needs an oil change. I never driven a diesel before. I checked, it was a little low, and that was it. I didn't want to do anything else from there. I changed the batteries, because I did read a little bit that if they were low, actually I bought 2 batteries, and then it didn't make a thing. It's just the same thing. And then I just left it at that until I said, I can't just keep this truck laying there.
Well, listen, let me tell you what's going on. Usually on a diesel, it's like, let's say if it was a fuel problem, like let's say you had a bad injection pump, or you know the injectors were bad or something like that, we'd be able to start it on starting fluid, ether. But when you crank it, it cranks very fast, like it doesn't have any compression. And in fact, that is the problem. The oil cap, I pulled the oil cap off of it, and you're building right off the bat, you're building a lot of pressure in the crankcase. So you've either burned a hole through a piston or completely eaten a cylinder wall. You know, the rings are gone because all the crankcase pressure is getting down into the all the cylinder pressure is getting down into the crankcase. And that's why it spins over so easily, but it won't like catch and go. You're building oil pressure, but you probably, now I noticed that the truck's got 315,000 miles on it. You've got some mileage on it, so that was put on there before you owned it, I guess?
I owned it for, if anything, I put in 30,000 miles. I don't think it was more than that.
Yeah.
I haven't owned it for the lifetime. I bought it out of someone else.
Yeah.
That was living in the country.
Again, Miguel, I'm sorry, but you know, usually if I get on the phone, it's probably because there's not good news, but you need an engine. Well, I don't get into talking to you about price. I have a sales staff that will do that, and they'll walk through you. I'll tell you a little bit about what they're going to explain to you. We can give you a price on the engine and our labor to install it, but then when we remove the engine and inspect it, there's a lot of things that we don't know, you know, we have to look at, which is like the injectors, the fuel system. We'll look at the turbo then to make sure the shaft isn't wore out and there's no problems with it, motor mounts, drive belts, water pump, things like that. But I'm gonna have, I'll have Brandon call you. He's on the line right now with a customer, but I'll have him call and go over your pricing and different engine options. You know, we have more like Tow Monster, you get different pistons, camshafts, things like that. Makes them more durable, but, and these 6.0s, we do ARP studs on them. That fixes the head gasket problem that they had. But If you'll give him just 10 or 15 minutes, he'll give you a call. But I wanted to kind of just meet you and talk to you. We can give you a general quote. We can give you a quote for what we know is bad, which is the engine. Some of the other stuff you don't really know till you get it out and the mechanic inspects it, and then of course we'll talk to you about it. It was a pleasure meeting you, Miguel. I hope we can take care of you. Thank you.
I know you will. Thanks.
Thank you. The guy seems to be pretty understanding. I guess he used to be a service writer, so he understands that on these engine jobs, you've got to pull the motor, especially on a truck that's, what is that, 2006, so it's 18 years old. He's had some other work done. It looks like a water pump and things like that, so we won't need that. But, you know, we'll have to look at all the peripherals we talk about, which is your fuel system, the turbos, motor mounts, belts, hoses, things like that. Most of that stuff is labor-free, but, you know, if you need it, that's the time to do it when you pull the motor, and we'll give that recommendation after the motor's out. Sometimes people want the worst case scenario. That's kind of overselling, but we can do that if they want to know what their worst case budget is. But we'll let Brandon talk to the guy and we'll see what we can do. My secret sauce, I do not have a chemical lab in the back of my building formulating this, do we?
No.
Thank
no.
you.
We're not a Breaking Bad facility.
I do not need licensing for that. Who we are partnered with to make this is OptiLube.
If you look it up online.
This is on the internet, folks. You go to the internet, it's right here.
The Diesel Bombers forum. I mean, there's tons of forums out there.
Better than AMSOIL, better than House,
Hot Shot.
Hot Shot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. And this has better lubricity than any other manufacturer that's putting this stuff out there. You think this was a box? This is actually a coffin. This is a small coffin. And what do we keep in it? Old CP4 pumps. These CP4 pumps, here's one that's complete. They're basically a high pressure pump, and they have a cam, an eccentric, that turns around inside the housing like that, driven by the engine, and it moves these up and down off of that cam lobe. The only lubrication this gets is not engine oil, it's your diesel fuel. And these things rub together at very high pressure. This pump can pump almost 30,000 PSI. And if you don't have enough lubricity in your fuel.
You go to the gas station, put regular diesel in it, it just does not have the lubricity in it.
And I'm telling you what, the diesel put in that Chevron station and the Chevron station over in the next city is not formulated the same way. That's a guarantee. So we started doing social media. I've been in business 35 years, but social media, it's been about 15 months now.
Right.
And I'm telling you, because we're the big diesel guys, people are saying, can we get an additive? What additive do you recommend? I spent a lot of time in the research to find the company that would blend my secret sauce. I love it. I'm promoting it as an additive to prevent failures in these CP4 pumps. Other than that, you're gonna have to replace it with a DCR or a CP3.
And if you guys haven't seen already, we're building the coolest Jeep Gladiator that's gonna be on the road.
Let's go check it out, dude. We're putting the supercharger on.
And it's the last day for people to 25x each dollar you spend. So let's go show everybody what they could get.
We're not done with it yet either.
We're finishing the supercharger.
You're gonna see the supercharger. Did the computer come back?
Not yet.
Ooh, baby, you see that? That did not come factory. However, please everybody, I'm just here to remind you, this is CARB approved, so 50 state, legal, no problem. And the install is off the chart. The hoses and everything, tell me that doesn't look factory. Later this week, we're gonna be uploading the full install of the supercharger. I'm saying we're gonna put it up on the dyno, right?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll put it up on the dyno. We're getting the tune done on the ECU right now. And oh, shoot, check it out. I love these flashlights. Waterproof, magnetic.
Rechargeable, you don't have some massive fat battery.
Well, the other thing is, do you charge? Let me see the charge on you. You got a full charge there, buddy?
Yes,
you do?
sir.
I got one too. Wham. Just like that. Got a UV light that is like so powerful for checking for oil leaks.
I went around to all the mechanics the other day. I'm like, what are tools that you have on you at all times? And it was pocket screwdriver.
Oh, whoa, wait a minute. There you go, pocket screwdriver.
Pocket screwdriver.
Whoop.
And then
look at that.
A knife and a light.
The apple don't fall far from the tree right there. These are just two of our favorite items.
Right.
The secret sauce and our flashlights. And anytime you spend $1 up until tonight,
right,
you get what?
25x on the
25 times.
Imagine that. If you buy this or this, you could get this.
And this is not a stock Jeep. And once we finish dressing this out with the bumper and the winch
Oh yeah, we still
And
have
the
the light
lights.
bars, the bed system. We got so much to put on this.
I'm enjoying this. I really am. I'm enjoying this. People are excited. I'm excited. I'm happy.
So if you haven't already, the 25X is done at midnight tonight. Look, the timer's on there. 8 hours, 57 minutes left. Because tomorrow we go back to the $1, one entry. Right now it's 25X.